Hello and welcome back to That's Hot Podcast. I'm your host, Christian, with my co-host and beautiful woman. Oh my gosh, look, the boobs are out to play. But Tamberlin.
My outfit today is a tribute to Miss Lauren Sanchez, gold digger extraordinaire, who
Oh
was
my
dressed
gosh,
very inappropriately today at the inauguration.
yes. Oh my gosh, I totally get it now. Like, it totally makes sense.
Oh my
This is
girl,
appropriate. This is appropriate.
for a podcast. You were in there.
Yes.
And then everybody was looking at him. I saw so many viral clips of like Mark Zuckerberg with his head all in
Yeah.
her chest.
Yes.
RFK.
Like, obviously, it's not appropriate, but also, why is he looking at her chest? Obviously, he's, boobs are out, but
Yeah,
whatever.
he's not that close to a lot of hot people.
Oh, it's true. And all those megalomaniacs. Well, that's actually a preview of what we're going to be talking about today. This is a very special episode. We're starting out this next season talking about the inauguration fashion. The inauguration just happened yesterday, and we're going to talk about what they wore and also kind of like the implications of that. So I guess we can start off. The easiest target is going to be Melania,
Hamburglar.
right? Everything was there, like the potential. She's wearing Adam lips, right? Right?
I guess, or lippies, but I feel like it's
Lippies.
lips, Adam lips.
Into that, I feel like, I guess we might as well talk about that too. So the biggest part of inauguration fashion, especially because this president is very polarizing. I sent Tam some like messages about like screenshots and about how like, of course, because these designers have chosen the Adam Lips and also Oscar de la Renta was another one that they've chosen to dress the first family. And so I guess they're kind of suffering from that, facing repercussions for their actions. Yeah, what are your thoughts first?
Okay, I don't really think that any of the outrage is, I'm not going to say whether it's justified or not because it's all like personal opinion, right? And your own morality and those things. But like, I want people to understand that these are businesses. Like, it's a fashion house. It's not a political education nonprofit situation. It's not taking sides on anything. It's dressing the paying customers. And most of the time, the paying customers, the people that keep the houses alive, is not the ready to wear, it's not the accessories, all it's the private people. They may not have a value that align with their values. These are rich people. These are the 1% of society. Why do you think they would care even about your opinion? And it's like, I saw that online today and I understand it. You know, I have my own political feelings, but it's like, you don't even understand how disingenuous you come off. You were never going to buy anything from Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah. So like they're boycotting them, but can they afford it?
When were you ever shopping there to boycott, to stop?
Right? And I'm right
And the
there with
people
them.
that,
Like I can't buy anything either.
yeah, and like the people that do patronize the actual business, they're not moved by this. They don't care. If anything, they were watching it and they're like, ooh, for the looks. Like
Right.
that look that what's her name? Eula Vance, Usha Vance,
Yes.
JD Vance wife.
Yeah.
That look is about to sell out. Those pink boots, that coat, very demure, very respectful.
Right. And then, like you were saying, a lot of the customer is not just conservative, but also probably, they're all rich, conservative. There's a reason Chanel was so popular because it was matronly, but also the people who do have all that money are the older audience. A bit more, we'll
Elderly,
call them more mature.
mature, yeah, mature.
Yes.
And that's another thing that people brought up. So they're like, oh, you want to be known as like dressing fascist, like some of your favorite brands that you guys lust over. Chanel was booed up with a Nazi in a Ritz hotel during the
Nazi.
war.
Yeah.
Hugo Boss dressed in the Nazis. Mercedes Benz Nazi vehicles whipping them. So I don't understand, you guys. It changes. It always changes. You guys pick your allegiances or the fake outrage of it all.
Yes. And so I could totally see, like, devil's advocate, that obviously it's a business and the money sways either way. Also, FYI, the Arnault family was like very in attendance, right? Where like the son and the daughter, I think, also is the father.
Yeah,
Yes.
crazy.
So
And
the money was
Ivanka
there.
personally thanked, yeah, money was in the building. And
Yeah.
Ivanka personally thanked them for designing her dress after Audrey Hepburn's favorite dress, and I'm sure we're going to put it in.
Oh, totally.
And she's like a movie cosplay girl. I guess to her sister's wedding, she wore a dress that was made after the To Catch a Thief dress, the blue dress. So this is
Yes.
her thing. People are online
Grace
looking for
Kelly.
significance. Yeah, there's no significance. This girl just like a good Hollywood movie. She's got
I
ghouls.
would be doing the same thing. Just like, obviously, okay, we'll just look at it from like a superficial like screen. It was a beautiful gown, obviously, because like it wasn't just like a variation. It was pretty much a replica, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it was pretty exact.
Yeah, and she just changed up the styling. I think she wore like different color gloves.
She
I
wore the
forgot
black
who.
gloves instead of the white.
She wore black, yeah, okay. and then the diamonds around the neck. And
Hmm.
yeah, of course, she's a beautiful woman. She looked beautiful in her dress. It would have been nice because I think most political figures, man, mostly the women, because the men is just like so boring. But with the women, they usually say something with their fashion. Like, what was it? Ralph Lauren usually dresses them for inaugurations, but they're usually just, it's about unity. And I was also listening to a podcast this morning. So, like, that's also kind of indicative of the presidency in general, just because it's not very unifying. Instead, I don't know, it's very dystopian, would you say?
Yes, like hard lines. They're saying that Melania intentionally went for like that black and white and the very like militaristic hat low over the
Right.
eyes. And then she did a similar, which I guess her stylist co-designed for the
Yes.
inauguration
Irv
ball look.
Pierre? Right.
That prison stripe
Yeah,
gown,
I don't get that.
that was not a serve. That was terrible. I expected more from a fellow gold digger, Melania.
Yes.
Say what you want to say about the politics for the first time with Trump, but all her looks served. Every time she came out, she looked hot. These, it's very dystopian looking.
Right. Also, I saw TikTok, and I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was a stylist and another fashion TikToker, and she was talking about how to wear a hat. And she
Mm.
said, especially with how wide of a brim and how it would sit, but because of how that was made, it should have been slanted on her head, so it was not to cover her eyeline. I wonder who, especially because she does have a stylist, who chose to put it so far down on her head,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a top, like a cute little Christian
like
Dior
set.
moment.
Yes, like just, but no. Maybe it was because well, I think it was windy, right?
Okay, yeah,
And
cold, so
cold.
she had it.
So maybe we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, they could, especially because what they did go inside. So no, they could have adjusted it. It was so far down. Another person said that she wore it so far down as to keep him at bay, and so he wouldn't be able to kiss her. Kind of like under the brim.
Oh, that's what other people were saying too. And I saw the pictures of like he was trying to go on for a kiss, and it was like a side kiss. Go
Right.
ahead, kiss my cheek.
Right. Oh, back to devil's advocate. So, like with different movements, whether it be Black Lives or with gay rights or civil rights, but your money does where you shop does matter. So, if everybody was patronizing Oscar de la Renta, it would matter that all of a sudden their views don't align with what you are choosing,
Hmm.
and you chose to take your money elsewhere. But because that many people who were outraged within the comments, they're not like actively spending their money with Oscar de la Renta, Carolina Herrera, Adam Lips,
Months.
Montse. Yes, yeah.
Hmm.
That was another one. We'll get there in a second because so they're not going to feel that like your comments will be irritating, or our comments, whatever. I haven't commented,
Hmm.
but they'll be irritating, but it's not affecting their pocketbook. And like how you said, their sales are probably going to go up because of that. And the people who saw it, they will be purchasing. One thing I did send to you, however, was a screenshot. So Oscar de la Renta and Monse share two creative directors. They're both Francisco Garcia and Laura Kim. And, because they did dress so many people at the inauguration, they were already feeling that within the comments of Oscar de la Renta. But because people who also know that they were from Monse, they were also in the comments, trolling them. One thing that was questionable is that, a few days ago, it was Michelle Obama's birthday. And so it was like weird because they chose to highlight that. Not only did they post it, obviously we can all thank her happy birthday,
Hmm.
but they also chose to highlight it and pin it to the top of their profile, knowing full well that they were about to get that backlash. So it was kind of like,
Because, and that's another thing I feel like people aren't understanding, and like again, that I feel this outrage culture, and it's not really fashion, historian, anything
right.
or accurate. Because Oscar de la Renta has been dressing the inauguration people forever. He dressed Nancy Reagan. That's also Republicans. So he's not choosing sides or choosing political alignment when he's dressing these people. Again, he's just a fashion house, and I want to be dressing basically the American royals.
Yes, totally. And of course, like it is very like polarizing, but I think at that point, it kind of stands to like who is it, or like what is it you stand for?
Hmm.
Because it is a business. You have the ability, to take on those patrons. And, of course, they can say yes or no and whatever. So, like, we'll relate it to, I was thinking about this earlier, so we can relate it to like people's will, if you have a business, to have, what would you say, like wedding cakes. Like, give, I would not sell you a wedding cake because you're a straight person, you know? So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, and so, like, people will do that. Of course, it's the opposite way, but so yeah, so like, and of course, those people who choose to like, it's their business if they don't want to sell me a cake because I'm gay or whatever, or because you're straight,
Or put two
they don't
guys
have
on it.
to.
They'll make the cake, but they're not gonna put two guys.
Yeah, and I do respect that because like it's totally up to them. It's their business. I don't. I'm sure there's other cake makers. There's other fashion
Yes,
designers.
yes.
Um, it is what you stand for. And I think it's just because he's so far, not even Republican. I'm totally fine with somebody being Republican. But even how we witnessed, I think it was at later on at the rally where Musk, he gave that like Hitler, oh my
He
gosh,
hit a
yes, the salute. I think that's far, so far gone. And so because Monte, for instance, we'll just like talk about them, but because they are so, because he's of Cuban descent and then she's also, I believe, of South Korean descent. So,
Mhm.
they're both, hailing from different like minority groups. It's unfortunate because with their own brand, Monse, it's like a bit more youthful, whatever. But because it's such a heritage house at Oscar de la Renta, I really don't think they, especially because of, then you have a board and then you have all these people, CEO, everything you have to appease. So, yeah,
It's also it's at this point it's the heritage of the brand. We always try to
right.
address the inauguration for the Americans. They don't like Trump right now. Sure, back then there was a bunch of people that didn't like Reagan or whatever.
Hmm.
We have to like accept that yes, Trump is polarizing, and a lot of us have maybe harsh, critical feelings about Trump. But that doesn't stop all of the people in America that support him for thinking that he's obviously worthwhile enough to be president.
True.
At what point do we stop punishing or thinking that it is needs to be punished other Americans or people that decide to do business with them or to dress them to perform at the inauguration? Like, do you think that there is a separate or that we should? Because like, I still want to wear a little Givenchy. I'm not mad that they did this lady. Like the dress was mid. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't iconic.
Well, it was iconic, but it's not for her. It's iconic for Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, like
It
it didn't look groundbreaking on her at all.
Yeah, and if anything, I feel like they could have done like inspired by and like reinterpreted it
Hmm.
into like something more like current instead of just look like because we've already seen it. It looks like costume.
It does look like costume, and it's like
Yes.
it's the highest level of cosplay. It's that
Oh, well,
Kim
for sure.
Kardashian level of cosplay where she'll go buy your dress from Sotheby's and wear it
Oh my
again.
gosh. Oh my god. And then
It
ruin it.
never hits. Oh, it never hits the same.
No.
Who? I do feel like the best dress of the whole entire inauguration, of course, was Mrs. Vance.
Yeah, I agree.
Her inauguration look was a pink look, and then her ball look was the black kind of scallop hem or tulip hem, whatever, with the embellished buttons. She looked great.
Right.
The hair was kind of boring, but I feel like conservative. She was trying to be conservative.
It is a fashion podcast. I feel like we can talk about the more critical or more mundane things. So I'm going to say, of course, the pink coat was like lovely. I do think that did we ever see the blouse that Melania was wearing underneath?
No, I don't think so. It just was the
Yeah.
coat,
Yeah, right.
and then Trump had
Oh,
that big ass coat on too.
that's true. Well, I guess it was cold. I think she needs a little bit more concealer.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that. And the
She
hair,
seemed a bit tired.
yes, I'm not gonna pick anybody apart as a lady who barely learned about makeup during lockdown and who is struggling, fighting for my life, just trying to get ready for this podcast, trying to look decent. But we also
Yeah.
could have done a little something different with the hair. Like, why do we have the
Mm.
same hairstyle inauguration and in the evening? We don't have a staff yet. We don't have a glam squad yet to help us. We should.
They have to.
Like, who did your hair this morning? Why did you still have to have that French roll up? You could have gave us a bang
French roll.
because her outfits are way. You beat Melania in the outfit category. You did.
Yeah. And then, of course, she looked pretty. She had these like I assume they're pave. I can't see it, but they're the floral earrings.
Yes, I think they were like gold and like pave as well. Yeah.
Yes, so they're pretty.
I hated when people just dressed boring, all the money and all the access, and you came with these boring looks. Melania, I
Yeah.
wanted so much more. That dress was terrible. That dress was terrible.
Oh, the evening one?
Yes, with that
Yes.
zigzag white stripe.
Right. Oh, and also Kai Trump?
Oh yes, she had on the bedazzled, the prom look.
Yes. The Sherry Hill. Okay, and then I was like, wait, where have I heard Sherry Hill? Isn't that like a prom dress like maker? Sherry Hill.
That's what I was calling the prom look. Also, the internet told me that
Yes,
Sherry
prom dresses.
Hill. See, the internet told me that Sherry Hill was the first fashion show that Kendall Jenner ever walked in. So if any of you guys are Kardashian fans out there, you could try to find the episode where Sherry Hill was also featured on, or the prom dresses, so you know where she got this look from. I don't know if that's appropriate to wear a full rhinestone look at inauguration ball.
Which is weird because like allegedly they have all this money. And then of course, maybe they spent all the money on the Givenchy for Ivanka.
Ivanka, the budget was low. The budget was.
And then he just threw a couple of hundred. Go to the mall.
Well, maybe I was thinking that the designers offer to dress like the main people, and then
Mm,
everybody else probably gets their own look. And she just seems young and cute, and she thought the prom dress was like the best way for her to dress up, in her young mom.
that could be it.
Hate to see it.
Oh, okay, so with our boob check, who did she wear? Oh yeah, it was Scaparelli, the blazer, right? So
Singing
what's
that
her name?
mug.
Lauren
Lauren Sanchez, Lauren
Sanchez
Blowback Sanchez.
of meteorologist fame, right?
Fox News.
Oh, okay. Same thing. Of course, those pieces are very beautiful. I'm sure they're well made, not appropriate for the thing. But
Mm-mm.
something about her look, I feel like maybe it's because of her botched like work.
Oh, her,
She always
like on
seems
her
so like,
face.
yeah, she always seems so like vulgar. Not vulgar, but just like her lips are too much, the filler's too much. Yes. Oh, I guess it's mean to talk about people and their looks, but whatever.
It's bimbo core to me.
It is. It makes her look cheap because she has, he has all that money. I'm sure she has some money. Maybe.
She has access to it. She's got the cards.
Yes. She doesn't have the card. She has the man who has the card. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about like all of those pieces I know are very expensive, but somehow she put them all together and it looks cheap.
Yeah, and I hate to be mean to her again because I get it, yeah, but like even her Vogue cover just seemed like, what is this? Like you're not a fashion girl. Every time we see you, like the look is forced or it's not really presenting how it could, and I guess that's what it is. It's like the vulgarity of it all. Like you always want to have your boobs out. You have this like
Oh,
super snatched face and everything. And even for your age group, it doesn't
I
look
think,
like
yeah, exactly. Because I think she's trying to not play too, but maybe be associated with those like the Kardashians, like the Kim, the very
mm-hmm.
glamazon, just which is also dated, and I feel like they're trying to move out of, and because and be seen as entrepreneurs. And there was something I don't know if I sent it to you and we or you sent it to me, but about like how Kim is trying to move into that last like tier of fame, trying to be associated with like
Politicians.
politics and something that's a bit more substantial to history.
And not just that, something that seems more serious and that has some sort of respect to it. Because, okay, if you're not married to a sports player, then you don't get that cachet. Like a
Hmm.
Vanessa Bryant or somebody, or even Sierra that's married to Russell Wilson. You don't get that
Hmm.
association. You're not married to Kanye West anymore, so you don't get the music association, like the events that you go to, or the social community, because I feel like that's what she needs, like somewhere to be out and about and a reason to be at these places. Like, oh, I go to the Grammys, I go to this event, I go to that event, because my husband is a rapper, my husband makes music.
Yeah.
If reality TV doesn't have anything, we're gonna go to the E Awards, the Teen Choice Awards, People Choice. Like,
Well,
come
I
on
did see.
now.
So the Golden Globes happened a couple of weeks ago, and I think what not Kendall,
Oh,
Kylie,
Kylie's there with her boyfriend Timothy Chalamet.
and of course Timothée Chalamet was like voted, or he was nominated for an award for that evening, and they have those placards behind each chair, like where you're supposed to sit, and of course his said actor, guest, whatever nominated, and hers I forgot exactly what I saw, but it was on like Twitter or something, and it just said personality guest. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like it thought it was funny because it was shade, but also very truthful. It's like, what does she bring? Nothing. Like,
Like, yes, she's a business lady, but everybody, even the people that are fans of her business, understand that she has that business because of the personality and being on the reality TV shows, not because she formulated this stellar lip gloss, in her basement or whatever. So
Right.
it's
She already had that
hard.
following.
So it makes sense that Kim wants to align herself with, like, she's trying acting, she's doing that American Horror Story, she's trying to be producer on movies, even putting her children, like she put North in that Disney play.
Oh God.
So I assume that yeah, and then she's trying to be a lawyer, I guess. So they're trying to involve in politics. Yeah, she was in Trump's last term, like she got all those people out of jail, and
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that.
yeah, she's taking
There
pictures in
has
the
to be
Oval Office.
something that she can't get into at this point because especially because like at this point he's also a reality TV star turned
Exactly,
president. So
exactly.
I wouldn't say it's off limits for her, but
Let her be the
hopefully.
ambassador to Armenia.
True. Oh God.
Kim the diplomat.
Anybody else of notable like fashion, like significant?
Not really. People asked me like, "Oh, who are the best dressed women there?" And it's like the only women of note that were there is Mrs. Vance, Mrs. Trump,
Trump.
Hillary Clinton, and Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris, sadly, is not
So
known
boring.
for a
No,
look
no.
at all. And
Mm-hmm.
then Hillary, we all know Hillary wearing the same outfit since
The same.
1999. So
So same. And even Miss Dr. Biden. I
yeah,
believe she and Trump, or not Trump, sorry, she and President Biden, like they both wore
hmm
Ralph Lauren, and of
yeah.
course it was just like nothing. It was like straight from the rack, off the rack.
He's
But
like, give him something from the back. We have anything red, white, and blue? Get it out.
yeah, they look good. But it's like nothing to write home about. Yeah,
It's just boring. Are you, let's not, but I want to phrase this in the appropriate way. Are you a part of the group that feels like this is ushering in some sort of fascist dictatorship government? We should all be afraid. We should all be on high alert. Or do you feel like this is just yet another chapter in the American saga? And, capitalism has won this round because everybody knows Trump. And he kind of wasn't going up against a candidate that maybe had a lot of that same level of
wasn't a
popularity.
strong candidate. No, yeah.
No.
Oh, are we gonna get political? Well, sure, why not? Oh, I like it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
think
which side are you on?
yes. I think especially because like in history, it'll just be like a blip later on. But right now, it just seems so vast and significant. It's going to be like a long 4-ish years if he makes it that long. And of course, I was like on that side of TikTok where I was delusional, and we're all, all the astrologers who were liars were saying that, to the last day that we were still going to have a female president, and it was going to be Kamala. Am I Kamala? 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 Yeah, right? Kamala. Okay. I was like, you're saying it wrong. Okay, it was going to be her, and of course, like yesterday, I was like, let me see if these astrologers are right or wrong, and of course, they were wrong. But yeah, I think it's going to be just another thing, like ever presidencies. So like whenever Biden came into office, of course, he had to edit, undo, or redo things that Trump did or whatever. And right, immediately, first thing he gets into office, Trump, he undoes some of I forgot the number. It was like 70 something Biden like bills or acts of law or something. So yeah, we'll just get in with the next one, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like the whole idea or even just the positioning of like, oh, the world is gonna end. Everything is terrible now. Oh my gosh. So we've had terrible presidents before. We've had dumb presidents before. It's not that deep. Does this seem a little bit more dramatic?
Dire. Yes.
Dire, yes, because Trump, we all know him from TV. I know him from being at Home
He
Alone and
loves the
being on The
dramatics.
Apprentice.
Yes.
He loves it. So it's like the more that we feed into it as a public, I feel like he likes that it hypes him up like a wrestler, and he says even crazier things on the internet, says even crazier things on TV. But if we kind of just ignore him a little bit and don't feed into all the outrage, maybe it won't be so bad. I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking, but I do feel like he feeds off the negativity.
Totally. Isn't that a sign of something like a sociopath or something? Just ignore them and they'll go away. Like don't give them the attention they want because then they'll just like feed their
Yeah, that's what this
desire.
is. Yeah, that's why he's like the Gulf of America. Forget about the Gulf of Mexico. She thought she could say that to me. It's
These
like,
are
nah, just
ridiculous.
ignore it.
I think it will be, a blip, hopefully, just because if everything, keeps as it should be, there's enough checks and balances and enough won't be able to be changed. Um, I saw some TikTok or something. They were talking about how, like, Elon can't be president because, of course, he wasn't born here. That Trump could change something. And I was like, that totally goes against something that his constituents wanted, or, because they love this constitution so much.
Yep.
Why would they change it?
Just
Yeah.
to look like a foreign person. who just so happens to be just popular online. It's not like people in the real world like love Elon Musk like it seems like on
Right.
TV president. No,
No,
no, Elon. We need to deport him.
totally. Why not? They're deporting Mexicans. Deport
Put
him
him on one
too.
of those buses and let him figure it out.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. It's
As
so
for the
sad.
fashion, yeah. As for the fashion, I feel that everyone is just being fake outraged right now. And in a few weeks, when that Fashion Week show, Oscar de la Renta and Monse, they're going to be full. The front rows are going to be packed. Nobody's going to boycott those shows. So
No, it's a big ticket. They'll be there.
you're going to take your PR package. You're going to be wearing Oscar de la Renta as well.
I would. I'll be there.
If
Invite
you
us,
invite me,
please. Yes.
I'm available. What are you talking about? I have no
Yes.
political allegiances. I'm, you know, me and my group first. That's hot.
All right, true. Okay, so then I was thinking about it. I was like driving home. I was thinking about all these things before I forgot we were totally recording tonight. I was like, oh, I was going to say this and this. But then I was saying, like what I mentioned earlier, it's just like what it is you stand for. And it can't be that, Oscar de la Renta, Monse, whoever, the cake shop down the street. Apparently, I want a pastry, but it can't be just that. I mean, it can't totally can that all they care about is themselves and the money. Because, like, what is it? What's the saying? It's like,
If you don't stand
yeah,
for
you stand for
something, you fall for anything.
yes. And then, like, I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody who's like, I think that's. I had this one friend, and he drove me nuts because they didn't stand for anything. They were totally down for anything, this and that, and I was like, even morally, just like, no, you have to at least, you can be open to new experiences. We'll just be vague right here. You can be open to new experiences, but you also have to know like what you stand for. You have to know what you
You need
stand for.
some sort of parameters for you.
Yeah, hold yourself with some dignity.
Some dignity, some couth, some class.
Totally.
Yes, I feel like this is a blip in history. It's gonna pass. I definitely know that those shows and things will be full. I don't really agree with celebrities aligning themselves with the president because I feel like that's something you don't have to do. You're already rich, you're already famous. You don't have to do that.
Yes.
So you doing
No.
that is definitely a choice, and it's definitely like it's giving payola, sympathy and payola. Like Snoop Dogg, why are you there? Nelly, why are you there? Like you need a pardon, you need something, you need. Okay,
Yes.
just
Especially
beyond
because like
that.
in that first one, have you seen that clip? I totally forgot it happened, but whenever the first inauguration, Snoop Dogg, he had some words for people,
Oh yeah, he was so adamant.
yes, about like not. And then here he is second term and he's playing. And so there's for somebody like, oh, okay, so I guess you really don't stand for anything.
He stand for that dollar bill, and yeah, like you said, I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that. I don't ascribe to those kind of beliefs, but I understand it.
Yes.
And I think at the heart of things, whether people like it or not, those are the core American values because we aren't a religious country, even though people try to feign religion.
Oh yeah.
Our religion is capitalism. Our religion is dollar bill. Our religion is whatever the new thing that's out, can I buy that? So you can't kind of judge people with whatever fame morality stick that you're using today when you know that that's the core value of our country. Those are the core beliefs. And maybe at another time it used to be different, but since I've been alive, from the 90s into now, it has been money. Gordon Gecko.
Ever since the Industrial Revolution, pretty much.
Yeah, so don't try to act like that's why Trump is president right now because everybody's worried about their money. And like, oh, he's gonna
Yep.
lower taxes, he's gonna do this, he's gonna help the rich people out, and the rich people, So
Yeah.
come on, guys, get that Oscar de la Renta invite. Givenchy, I know you're not gonna turn that down. They're gonna hire the creative directors. I just don't know. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, the post that you sent me earlier, like, oh, they took away the balls and they gave us dating apps. And they're like, no, that this society still exists. You're just not included. You're not invited. That's what we're
Yeah.
watching on TV. That's what that is. That's the highest group, the 1% of the world. Not just our country, the world. And you're telling me online, Twitter thumbs, oh, I'm not wearing Oscar de la Renta.
No, they're still paying for that Shin cart with Klarna.
Paying off
So
that team of order.
yes, you got four more payments. They better be on time.
They better be on time. They're gonna repossess those crop tops,
Your underwear.
those furry boots that you bought.
Oh yeah, that only lasts you like 2 wears. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're coming apart in the club parking lot. You guys can't be saying you're not gonna wear Oscar so it don't matter. Lauren Sanchez, I have to give her proper for just being herself in every situation. She's gonna be a hoochie no matter what. at whatever age, and that's my outfit was
Yeah.
gonna be homage to that. The gold digging, that was a gold digging Super Bowl right there. Melania,
Oh my God, you're totally right. Yeah, and I guess so. I can appreciate that. Like, it wasn't appropriate just because of the like dignified event that it whole was. But you're right. Good for her. Like staying who she is. You be
serving
a
the
hoe.
third. You be a hoe. Remember what brought you here.
Yes. Oh
Oh, okay. We have any final word? Final word. We're not gonna take sides for fashion.
yeah.
I didn't wear Oscar de la Renta anyway. I feel like it's a little grandma. If I was gonna spend my money, I'll probably go more Marseille.
Oh yeah, true. I am currently wearing this Brioni blazer. It is the softest blazer I've ever felt slash owned. I thrifted it, and I think I paid more than $10, and it was like so like it feels so good. It is oversized. It's like way too big. Like whoever had this previously, I thrifted at some random thrift store. Whoever had it was a large man, and I think I'm a large man, but they were much larger. So I like it because it goes for the whole oversized look.
There you go. It's a boyfriend jacket. You had a rich, big boyfriend, a bear.
Yes, a bear. Oh God, who taught you these words?
I'm hip. I'm in the streets. I'm in the gay clubs. I want
She is. I feel like she's always sending me gay things. I was like, what is your algorithm? This should be mine.
to.
I guess that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening to us banter. What did
Yeah.
you think about the inauguration fashion? What did you think of the hat? Would you wear a bra? Who was it? Dolce & Gabbana, right?
Oh, her. You said her blazer is Scaparelli. So the bra.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think it
It
was
was
Dolce &
expensive. It
Gabbana.
might be Dolce. It might be La Perla. It was longer.
Yeah. Would you wear a bra to work
Mm-hmm.
or a dignified event?
To meet the president.
Yes. Let us know in the comments. Follow us everywhere. We're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
That's Hot Pod. Hot HAUTE, like fashion and like us.
Yeah, and we'll be posting it on TikTok because TikTok is back. Keep America great.
Yes, I totally agree. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.